There's no better way than for this whole month of March, y también basically every day, to all of the ladies out there, to all of our women in our lives, both professionally and just in life in general. This is what I had to write. Gracias. Let's go. Hola, ¿qué tal, mi gente? This is Noan el Boricua. Oye, muy emocionado como siempre, every week, de poder traerte cada semana, every Friday, un poquito de cultura, a little bit of faith y conexiones. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, this is Fuel Pasión Friday. And my hope is that you can constantly be inspired and hopefully, if anything, kind of take away some of the learnings and tools that we get to present to you. More importantly, I get to present to you. I keep talking we. I'm manifesting that we're going to have a team for Fuel Pasión. It is a really cool month because of the fact that we all know, as we should, always celebrating all of the women in your life, starting with mom. For some of us, it might be abuelita or tia. Maybe it's the next door neighbor, right? That one neighbor that she's always constantly just saying hi to you, or you know, depending where you live, they always kind of have like that little bag, mijo, mija, like here's a little something. Maybe they have an avocado tree. Shout out to my boy Mario and his family for hooking us up. Maybe they have an avocado tree and they just want to bless you. I think it's really cool to be able to just recognize all of our women, no matter what background they have, no matter how they play a role in your life, to just be appreciative day in and day out. This is something that as a father and as a husband, I've always challenged my two young boys. I mean, granted, they're like young men now, but really to be able to challenge them to, again, understand this mindset of like, honor your mother, respect her, love her with all your heart, but more importantly, know that she is the model for you of how to be able to go forward in life. I really appreciate my wife because she's always, taught our boys how to wash their own clothes. So both of them, since they were in high school, and our youngest son is in his last year, from learning how to like make a tortilla, to flip it, and making like their first like scrambled eggs, little test. For those that are parents, you guys know what I'm talking about. Or maybe you can relate, right? That you've learned some of the small things of these life skills. 100% is my wife. And one of the things that was really cool for me to understand really young is that a lot of times you're going to be set with some challenges. If you guys didn't get a chance to check out last week's episode, I talked about branding. How does that show up for your brand and who you are in the workplace, or any entrepreneurial mindset that you're trying to get after, or just making the connections in community. One of the things that for me was really important to understand in that branding is be authentically you, be genuinely you, and always stay relational. Those are my pillars of truth that I do in my branding, and it only shows up because of the women that have been in my life. And I kind of want to share a story, and I think many of you guys know my story, but my mom and dad, you know, they separated, divorced when we were adolescents, and it was a big challenge. Our father at the time went off to go to Nigeria and Africa due to work, and we had nowhere else to go. My mother, I mean, for lack of a better term, our mom like left us. I know for a lot of my family, I've always talked about like, restoration and redemption of family and love. And I had a chance to do that, to be able to connect with my mom's side of the family once again, and to be there and to hear another side of that story. Video for another day. Not knowing all the details of the dynamics of family. It was a challenge to know that I didn't have mom in my life. I didn't have my mom to tell me how to treat a woman. I didn't have my mom to show me what it is to smell good and look good. I didn't have a mom in the moment to really like give me those pillars of understanding of one, how to be a young man in this world, and two, how to unlock that and to be able to present it in school. So my dad, from afar, he did it. But here's the thing. There were so many people in our lives that were just naysayers that my brother and I were, lack for a better term, we were done. There was no hope. There was no this optimistic view of what's going to happen in life. But I'm grateful for my abuelita. And there was a couple things that she taught me. And one, accept the haters. That was one of the biggest things my abuelita told me. And as a woman, she showed me that she herself had haters in her life, both professionally before she retired, the challenges that she had of trying to move up in the job that she was at, just so many different challenges. This was, back in the 70s and 80s, of the challenges that she had of trying to establish herself as a strong woman in the workplace. Look, my abuelita was a single mom. She raised her two kids on her own. She came from Philadelphia, hasta acá, Los Angeles, with, just this dream that she had to be able to give a better life to her two kids, my aunt and my dad. She taught me that haters will always be there, and they are. Sometimes they've shown up here on camera, and sometimes they've shown up behind my back. But my abuelita says, you will always have someone that doesn't like you. That only means two things: you're doing something and you're doing it well. It's a little message for anybody out there that maybe you've been feeling a little certain kind of way. Just know, keep doing what you're doing because you're doing something well. The other thing that my abuelita showed me was understanding not only that you're going to have haters, but number two, that there's a thing called like perseverance. That every step of the way that in her life she lived, there were challenges, as well as in our lives. We were going to encounter challenges, from not having a mom and dad present in our lives to, and this is something that, and I don't want to get emotional about this, but this was something that my abuelita always used to tell me: I am retired. I should not be taking care of you two boys. But one day God is going to call me and I will go to heaven. She will pass away. She goes, I hope you guys can take the lessons that I've learned and that you apply it to your lives. But know that no matter what, you can persevere and be successful in life. I don't know how, I could define it in so many different ways, but I think for me, the way that I defined it was that I just wanted to be happy. I know that many of us may say, no, I want to have a certain amount of money coming in and all that, which all that is good. But at the end of the day, I just want to be happy. And I can say that I am. The other thing that my grandmother taught us was always understand, like, have fun. My abuelita, she was hilarious. She was hilarious. Like, she always had a good sense of humor to be able to approach life. And I think that was something that was really big for me that I loved about her. She showed me that a laughter can go a long way because of the fact that there are key moments that you just need to sit down and laugh, cry it out, whatever that is that you're going through. And she showed us that. I know that, my brother and I, we used to play baseball. Believe it or not, I did play sports. And I remember she would always come, and I don't know if you guys know, but there used to be a store called Treasure Hunt. Anybody out there know what I'm talking about? And my abuelita would go and she would buy us Capri Suns and some kind of like little candy or cookies. And every time she would watch us playing baseball, I always talk about this one episode where, not episode, this one practice where the ball was hit in the air and I'm running. And anybody know, now it's called Lawndale High School. Back in the day, it was Lloyd here in the South Bay. And Lloyd High School was notorious for having gopher holes. And as I'm running, I did not realize that there was a hole. And as I was getting ready to catch the ball, I stepped in. So my glove went from here to like here, and the ball hit me right in the eye. It hurt. I ended up getting a black eye. Meanwhile, my abuelita was falling out laughing at me. And sure enough, she was like, "Are you okay? Why didn't you watch the ball?" And like, I was upset, more upset at myself for missing the ball. But I started laughing because just to see her joyfully laughing as just life that happens, it was really cool for me. The last one is faith. That's something that she's instilled. That's something that I instill in my family, is knowing who God is in your life, having that personal relationship with Him. Many that are watching this, you have a relationship with God, and that you grow in your faith with Him and journey with Him. But also know that, as my abuelita would say, it's in community. It takes a village, un tribu, a tribe to come together. We all have those tribes, right? We tenemos nuestro tribu. And I think that's the word of the day, right? Is el tribu, the tribe. That was vital. There came a moment when my grandmother passed away. There came a moment where my sports team tribe was there for me. My coach, my teammates, as well as like my community church was there for me when I was young. That was key. That has sustained me till this day because of the example of my abuelita. And I think just to kind of close out, how does that kind of come full circle? I was trying to learn how to drive. I don't know if you guys know, but like, I was trying to learn how to drive stick. I'm putting my hand down here, but you guys can't see it. So I would try to do stick shift. And the way that she wanted me to learn was she would drive and she would tell me when to shift it, to get the feel and the rhythm of listening to the clutch and feeling the car. And then she allowed me one time to finally sit in the other side and actually kind of park. And I don't know if you guys know, but the way that we had to park our car is that if, let's say, this is the driveway, here's the garage. Instead of pulling in like this, I'm trying to look myself in the monitor, we would pull in like that. So the car would be, kind of parallel to the street. We, again, talking about humor, as I'm pulling in, I accidentally left it in second gear. So it revved. And then when I put it back in first, it jerked. And I almost hit the wall. I didn't hit the wall. But my grandmother sat there and she said, Mijo, many people don't believe in you and your brother. Many people, and when I say people, family, that you guys will not prevail, that you will not succeed in life. Use that as fuel. Maybe that's why I call this podcast Fuel Pasión. She said, fuel, that's what you need. But stay close to God and know your tribe, and you will be okay. I want to say thank you to all the women out there, specifically my wife, because she's been my cornerstone. She's been my rock. She's shown me so many different ways how to love not only her, but to learn how to love myself, to learn how to love others, and to be able to learn how to love our boys. I'm grateful for her. My wife wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. She gave up her career because her goal, her purpose was to be that homemaker. And I'm grateful that we had the opportunity to get there. And man, she's flourished. And I know we've seen things out there where it's like, that's a priceless job, and there's no amount of money in the world that can, be for a woman that stays at home, and that's what she wanted to do. But I also know there's mothers out there, either single or married, that actually do have a job and they still need to take care of their home. And I say kudos to each and every one of you. You are all fierce, uniquely made, and truly have the strength and the perseverance to go forward. And that's where it leads me to the point. I recently had a chance to work locally here at my team, at my workplace, with some amazing women. And I had a chance to give them a shout out because we know that iron sharpens iron. I was the only dude on the team, but it was purposely done. I know it was. I always believe that God has a bigger plan. And I'm grateful because my teammates are teammates that have some amazing resumes, have some accolades that I know I will get to one day. And I think for me, when you get a chance to sit at the table and look around to see the teammates from all different, backgrounds and nationalities, but the common denominator was that they were all female. There's a shirt that I remember that, and I know I constantly see it every once in a while, where it says, force is female. And that was something that I was blessed to be a part of. I'm grateful for all of the women professionally that have worked alongside with me. You've all inspired me. You've all shown me so much grace and empathy of how to really come into a place of understanding. And I'm also grateful because many of and there's so many of you, I can name so many people that have been mentors in my life. I just want to say thank you. And aside from my wife and my abuelita, I also want to give a shout out to even like some of my bosses. I know, Mia, you've been someone that's been an amazing example as a woman, but more importantly as a leader, as someone in the workplace that understands how to invest and how to give someone the platform. I also want to give a shout out to Jen Longbind, who also was someone else that was really big of understanding creativity and just opening up. I also want to give a shout out to one of my original first leaders, and her name is Darla Vaughn. Darla, you really always made me just be, you gave me the curiosity in life. And that's what's so amazing about celebrating our women. They have this creative mindset of curiosity, but this ¿cómo se dice? Como un ánimo. I don't even know how, I'm so excited right now, but it's just this ánimo that I can't say. There's the only way that I could. There's an ánimo that no matter what, we're gonna get it done. No matter what anybody says to stop me, we will get it done. And all of you leaders that are women, thank you. We should celebrate you every single day. I celebrate my wife every day in the best that I can. Our messages to each other, or just conversations, or going out to have some dessert. So many cool moments that we can have. And I hope that there's someone in your life, and that's what I want to know. Who's someone in your life that has inspired you? That maybe is someone in your family, maybe is a leader that you've had, maybe is someone in the community. Who is that one woman that has been for you, someone that has been a game changer in your life, either personally or professionally? That's what I got for you guys. I hope this was a blessing for you guys. And more than anything, como siempre, check us out, Fuel Pasión, podcast.com for all the latest and greatest updates of our shows and episodes that we have from an audio lens. Also, if you guys want to, join us, Patreon, or maybe we also have like a buy a coffee. We're trying to get some new upgraded equipment around the space. But more than anything, we just want to say thank you. Muchas gracias. And, there's always that one song that comes to mind. I think of Tupac, Dear Mama. And I think I can't play it on here, but you guys already know what it is. And I think is that we should be grateful for all of the women in our life. And I'm excited to showcase a few of them in these next few episodes that you guys are going to see. So stay tuned. Y como siempre, entiende la cultura. Be immersed in la cultura. Grow in your faith. Y siempre know those conexiones. Stay connected with each other. Y como dice mi abuelita, que Dios te bendiga.